What up, guys? Jimmy here from Hermit Style Gaming. We got a new deck profile for you. We got Draftbox Goku Leader. I'm really excited to share this. It's a super aggro build. I've been having a ton of fun with it. And yeah, before we get going though, I just want to thank you guys. I saw we've been getting a ton of views on our Orlando Regionals wrap up and some of our other deck profiles and things. And I really haven't done a whole lot of like advertising or anything. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing and sharing the videos. We do have a lot of big things in the future. This was kind of our soft launch. But hopefully we can really start pushing our content and get our stuff out there. We've got a tournament we'll be announcing soon and all kinds of cool things. But without further ado, here we go. Hopefully this video sounds okay. I got a new mic and I've had the worst time getting it set up, but I think it's working now, so hopefully all is good. But yeah, I've been playing around with this. A lot of people, I noticed, just kind of pushed this leader to the side and went straight to Mecha Frieza, building off that. Some people off Go Tanks, but I felt like this one got ignored, and I think he can be really strong. As far as like tier 1, I don't know, but he can catch a lot of people off guard, and I think he does have a good matchup against Mecha Frieza, which, I mean, that's most of the meta, so hey, if you have a good matchup against Mecha Frieza, why not? Anyways, let's get into the build. I put to the side here just kind of the staples. So we've got the Piccolo's obvious, you got your 10k boost, you've got your Boos. To be honest, I don't play Boo that often in this deck. Boo is more like, if I'm on turn 1 and I go first and I don't draw him, I might drop down a blue energy and play Boo for the draw. Or if I have, in certain scenarios when I'm like going for game, if I can tap Boo because I just don't need the energy and I can get another draw with a card to combo, that's fine. But aside from that, he's usually just a blue energy or a combo card. I don't run into negates, so Jaco's really nice because if my opponent is also playing a more aggressive build, or because of the way this deck flows, if they're going in for game earlier than I would like, Jaco's kind of punish them for that. I know like one game I had 4 Jacos in hand, so I actually baited them in to swing in for lethal the next turn, and basically made them discard a bunch of cards. I had some Piccolos and all my Jacos, so I comboed out very easily, and then I was able to basically make them waste a turn. Essentially their turn was just discarding 3 cards and tapping out, so then the next turn I won, so that was pretty funny. Gohan is really strong in this deck, especially because it does start to lose steam once you start running low on life, which a lot of times I'm awakened by turn 2. So if I'm awakened turn 2, there's only but so many times I can keep using Kaba and my draft leader effect to use double strike. So he kind of helps out a little bit, especially if like they're at an odd number because they're playing Kaba or something that self-awakens. He can get it back to even for me, so that's always really nice. But again, these are just like the 4, I'd say, kind of like staple cards that don't contribute as much. Maybe Gohan a little bit more than these 3. But the rest of the deck is really the core that we'll get into in a moment. I guess I should also note that the Gohan, a lot of times on turn 1, if I can't attack, if I'm going first, I'll put down an energy. If I know they're playing aggro, I'll just leave it open, even if I have the Boo in hand. So I'll let them attack, and then I'll combo the Gohan so I get the card on board. So that's always nice too. So next for blue, these are the last 2 blue cards I run. Trunks and Sensu Bean. These 2 cards are essential, I think, in almost any aggro deck. Because if you're playing aggro, in my opinion, if you're playing aggro, you're trying to win by turn 2 or 3, and at the latest, you're trying to win by turn 4. And if you don't win by turn 4, that means you had to switch strategy in game, or you're not playing aggro properly. So the Trunks and Sensu Beans basically just let you take multiple turns. If I can turn 2, if I have multiple of these cards in my hand rather, I basically just take extra turns. And when I'm playing low cost double strike cards like these guys, that's really nice because I can play multiple copies of them and start swinging in for game. I mean, this deck definitely can win turn 2, depending on how your opponent plays. So these are definitely essential. Moving into the meat of the deck, I have 3 double strikers. They're all red. I have Kaba. So Kaba I pretty much always want to see in my opening hand. I mulligan pretty hard for him. I don't overextend, like if I have like a Gohan and a Boo, I might keep them in my hand, but aside from that, I pretty much mulligan almost everything else to get this Kaba. If I don't have Kaba turn 1, it's a hard match. It's definitely a hard match if I don't have Kaba. He's the reason why I can awaken by turn 2. Because say I go first. So I activate leader skill, pass turn. Opponent does whatever, comes back to me. Activate leader skill again. Play Kaba. Activate Kaba skill. At that point, I'm at 5 life. And by the time I'm at 5 life, they're going to be awakened. So in a lot of cases, if I have 2 Kabas or if they swung in the turn before, I'm awakened on turn 2. If not, they're going to attack me the next turn. So they're either going to attack my leader, I can awaken then, or it'll come back to me, I'll activate leader skill, and I'll, no matter what, always be awakened by turn 3. I find more often than not turn 2, though, I get awakened, turn 3 at the latest. If I'm not awakened by turn 3, it's probably not going well for me. So we've got Kaba, we've got Comeback Gohan. He's really strong. I can combo out my hand. You know, if they're at 4 life, I can activate, you know, leader skill, swing in, double strike, make them discard. Activate Kaba, swing in, discard my hand down to 4, put him down to 2 life, play Gohan, and hopefully take the game. So he's really nice. And you have to be careful, though. Like, I've done that before. I got overly aggressive. They had, like, a huge hand size, and I tried to go for game, and they were able to combo out. So you definitely have to be aware of your opponent's hand, what's in their discard, etc. But a lot of times people don't think that you're going to win that early, and they just tap out. Like, the last 3 games I played, the opponent tapped out turn 2, and I was going second, and then I won on my turn 3 every time, because I was able to just push in all my hits. And then we have Gohan for the next turn. So basically you have these 2 guys can be played on turns 1 and 2. He can obviously they can be played after that, but they can both regularly be played turn 1 and 2 if you need them. And then he's my turn 3 play if I'm trying to push for a game on turn 3. Same thing as before. The other nice part about him is, again, when you play decks that self-awaken, play Kaba, whatever, or if I had to swing in for some reason to put him in an odd number, I can just use his ability to draw a card and get them back to an even number on life. And if they are at even number, then he has double strike. And 3-drop 15k double strike is very strong. Ugh, I hate that boiler. Sorry. That boiler's going crazy in my background. Hopefully that cuts out soon. Oh, that probably sounds really bad. Anyways, we're going to keep trucking through this. So we've also played the Mighty Mask engine. I was playing the Goku line. I tried the Champa line. And this is by far my favorite so far. I hadn't thought about it at first. I just kind of threw the deck together randomly because I had the leader. I was like, oh, I'll just throw it together. And then I was talking to Sawyer from Kitchen Table Meta, and he actually suggested that I try out the Mighty Mask engine, and I really like it. So far, it's ran really well. Basically, on turn 2, if I want, I can swing in with Mighty Mask, either to one of their battle cards or their leader, whatever the situation requires, and pull my Trunks. Where is he? This Trunks is pretty much the main reason for playing it, and then I can pull any one of these 3 Gotens. So the reason I play these Gotens in the number that I play them, and I've actually been playing around with ratios, this may not be what I stick to, but the red Goten is there to pull for red energy, also to use if I need to discard this guy in certain situations to get Vegito. It is very rare that I need to do that, but I have had 1 or 2 times where I have to tap out for Vegito for game, and I need to get him in my discard, and for whatever reason, I can't play him. I can't combo out to get my hand size down. And again, this is very rare, but it is nice to know that should I need to get him in discard and I can't combo out, I can't combo him off my hand, I have this to drop both of them, so I have the cards for Vegito to play him. Although I am thinking about dropping this down some, I'm not sure. I've been playing around the ratios, like I said, but right now he's at 4. Also for red energy, the deck only requires 1 blue and 2 red to function. The deck can usually win with just 1 blue energy and 2 red down, so it is essential that I have something to play down as red energy. It's also, like I said, I need the 1 blue, so there's the 1 Goten. I might actually try running 2-3 on this. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think on it. But, yeah, the Goten's there just to search out a blue energy if I need it. I've had games where I just only drew red, or I wanted the blue cards in my hand, so I just search out the blue Goten, next turn play down his energy. And what's really nice is you can swing in with Mighty Mask, get your cards, activate leader, swing in with leader, and then use the trunks that you just drew off of it to untap. So you can basically hit for 3, and Mighty Mask basically evens out once you play the trunks. So you end up with almost the same hand, a little bit better color ratios, and you're set for your next turn. You're set if you want to combo Gohan, or even if you want to try and make a big play and go for game, you can untap a red, play Kaba. Kind of limitless options. And then I also run the green Goten. He's just, you know, to get annoying cards off the board if they have Piccolo blocker. That's my dog barking. I should probably... Oh, please stop barking. Anyways, last card, obviously, Vegeta. Vegeta's just a finisher if I end up going to turn 4. He's the biggest finisher in the deck. If I get to turn 4, I've probably depleted a lot of my resources in hand. So I shouldn't have too much of a problem getting the 2 draws and the plus 10k power, since when you have 4 or less cards in hand, he gets that. But that's just crazy to me. I mean, you go from 4 to 6 with 30k, and there's not too much you can do at that point if your opponent's at 2 life. Hopefully they have a negate, because if not, that's probably game. So yeah, this is the deck. It runs very aggressive, very aggro. I'm not sure if I like this better than the blue-red Vegeta crit aggro. They're obviously very different decks, but a lot of similarities in them. At least how the build goes. I like the fact, though, that this can really push for game a lot harder, because your leader just always has that double, whereas Vegeta just denies the card in hand. And I found that having that double off leader comes in handy a lot. So it's definitely something worth exploring. Like I said, I think Vegeta might be a little stronger. I don't know. I know a lot of people really like that. I know Nick Brady in Connecticut did extremely well with Blue-Red Vegeta. But either way, I think this is a solid aggro build. I've only been testing it for a few days, and I actually just tested out Mighty Mask as of today and yesterday. So far, it's ran really well. It's really fun. I think it only lost once so far. 1 game out of, like, I don't know, 12, 15, something like that. So, pretty good so far in testing. Not necessarily playing all top-tier decks, so it's kind of skewed results. But yeah, definitely recommend, try it out, see what you think. It'll definitely throw people off. A lot of people, when I show them that I'm playing Draft Goku, they're like, what? It's kind of funny. Just a lot of people aren't playing it. A lot of people have kind of forgotten it even exists. So, yeah. That's the deck. Hope you guys like it. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, check out our other stuff. I also have a video coming out soon with Matt Combs. We're going to do kind of like a 2017 wrap-up, talk about our favorite cards and decks so far that have dropped, and what we kind of would like to see in the new year for 2018 for Dragon Ball Super. So again, guys, thanks for watching, and that is it. See you later.